Number 10. Well guys, we made it. Here we are with the top 10 hardest bosses in the game, starting off with our 10th place boss. With a total boss score of 7,773, we have Riku 2, from the first visit to Hollow Bastion. Now, Riku's fully surrendered to the middle school syndrome. This time he comes with darkness pajamas. Careful guys, his darkness pajamas are the only thing holding back the power of the jet black wings sealed within his right arm. He's got 500 HP, 31 strength, and 24 defense, and the complete inability to stop taking himself seriously. He's got 5 immunities to all magic types: Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Stop, and Gravity. He's a decent challenge and a massive step up from the previous fight on Destiny Islands, but he follows the exact same attack pattern. He retaliates on the 4th hit like clockwork, so expect frequent punishment since Donald and Goofy also contribute to his hit limit, making it very hard to catch him in a loop. However, there are several places in the arena where you can achieve some relative safety. The biggest example is right here in the fountain. Bonus points if your party members are unconscious in the fountain with you, and then Riku is completely unable to even get into it, or hit you from where he is. If you have a Keyblade with some length to it, you can even hit him without any retaliation. Riku is immune to all forms of magic, however you can still get some good mileage out of Cure and Arrow. And as a result, the Bambi summon will keep your MP high. Now you have Donald and Goofy helping you out as well, and there's quite a wide area where you can run away to. And if you run low on health, these vases can be broken for HP orbs. Occasionally, they also drop potions too. He is, for obvious reasons, not intended to be a 1v1 fight, so he is a little trickier than his final version later in the world. However, Donald and Goofy do run into the problem of being Donald and Goofy, so they die instantly, leaving you to fight this guy alone anyway. As trivia, there actually is a form of magic that works on him. Genie's Cosmic Blasts are actually capable of dealing damage to him. It's only chip damage though, as the rest of his attacks do nothing. Taking the number 9 slot, we have the Goku of our list, with our first boss score of over 9,000. So, with a combined boss score of 9,001, we have Kurt Zisa on Proud Mode. So Kurt Zisa on Proud Mode, like many other bosses on this list, is a victim of the EXP0 exploit. Just look at this. Yeah, that's how easy you could take him down. Now, if you can take him down so easily, why is he sub 10 on this list? Well, for one, you have to fight phase 1 normally. Yeah, you can't cheese phase 1. You've got to do that legit, and you've even got to do that without magic. The fight actually starts before interacting with Carpet. Go into the menu and highlight Tinkerbell on the summon menu. You're going to need quick access to this in a few seconds. Now, talk to Carpet and start the fight. Kurt Zisa will immediately start the fight out by casting Silence, which stops you from using magic. So no fireballs, no curing yourself, no wind barriers. However, he takes a few seconds to cast it, so there is a small window at the start of the fight where you can cast spells. So take this opportunity to summon Tinkerbell. She will keep your HP bar healthy while you take down the Disney orbs in his hands. Close to the end of the last orb, dismiss Tinkerbell and highlight Mushu on the summon menu. Finish the last orb with a finisher. But if you can't do that, don't worry, just hit his head with one full combo, and once you've got damage storage, summon Mushu. It can be a little tricky to win, since he has 1500 health to burn through. His 42 strength and 34 defense are largely irrelevant for this fight, as we can cheese him just that easily, but he can take you down pretty quickly if you're not successful at setting up the cheese trick, making him the most difficult cheesable fight in the game. Number 8. With a total boss score of 11,151, we have Captain Hook. Yeah, who would have thought a Disney boss of all things would be so high on the list? 900 health and the typical pre-endgame stats of 27 strength and 21 defense. He's also quite unique as far as bosses in this game goes, with 4 resistances. 1 to fire, 1 to blizzard, and 2 to stun, randomly. He's also immune to thunder, which will cause him to enter this JoJo pose. And he's in the upper echelon of attack speed in this game. He moves very erratically and his attacks are blindingly fast. I'd even say the fastest in the whole game. His DPS is also very high and he can easily take you from 100 health to 0 in just 2 moves. His movement speed is also pretty high. It's in the same tier as fast movers like Lock, Shock, and Barrel, especially if you hit him with a fire spell. You can fly away from him if you need some space, but the pirate ship Heartless actually has the ability to heal him. So yeah, you probably want to be keeping up the pressure as much as possible. The pirate ship Heartless is half the boss fight here. It can challenge you quite heavily and cause you to waste more MP in the form of cure spells than you recover by fighting it. The arena is absolutely massive, giving you a huge area of breathing room. You can't really take advantage of this large area due to A, boss's immunity to thunder, and B, when you cast fire, he does this. There is a mob battle that takes place before this fight, and many people will count that as part of the fight. I personally don't, because you can just leave the room after fighting them, and then you can come back in, and then you will never have to fight them again. In fact, leaving the room can be used to your advantage in more ways than one. You can actually kill him, and then leave the room at the exact same time, which will give you the EXP for beating him, and restore him to full health when you come back in to do it all over again. Just get him down to 1 HP, cast stop, cast fire, and then leave the room. Another completely viable but gimmicky strategy is to just wait until he jumps in the water and then just smack him in the air as he comes back up. Just keep in mind the pirate ship can heal him, but many lower skilled players, including me as a kid, did employ this tactic to beat him the first time. You can also cheese him as well, because there is a cheese strat for this. So you can do this by just spamming stop. This can deplete his health without allowing him to fight back. Speedrunners make use of this to end the fight quickly. As trivia, you can loop Captain Hook by short hopping into thunder spells. Now the way this works, the landing animation will cancel the spell and it won't take your MP. However, Hook will still do the JoJo pose as if he was trying to block it. This opens him up to 1 full combo. After this, you can just do the thunder cancel move again and get another opening. This stops working later in the fight, but by then you've already done a great deal of damage anyway. Number 7. With a combined boss score of 12,390, we have Ansem 3, the final boss battle. Yes, it's time for the Kingdom Hearts mandatory fight where the boss transforms into a giant boat. He has 40 strength, 30 defense, same as both previous versions of the fight, but the main claim to fame here, he has the highest health in the game at 5,790. That's more than Sephiroth and Rock Titan combined, because subtlety and moderation died somewhere in Hollow Bastion. He's backed up by 3 resistances to fire, blizzard, and stun. This boss is the only cheesable boss that is not really cheesable using EXP 0, even though it is effective on him, thus cancelling the difficulty increase of playing on Proud mode. The EXP 0 strat only really comes into full effect during the final stage of the battle, right here. The rest of the fight must be approached normally, thus meaning that it's not really a cheese. I did include it in the score anyway, but I won't be making any distinctions between difficulties. If you can beat the first phase of the fight, then you could beat the third. I still took 1,000 points off because you can easily cheese him, but only in 1 out of 5 phases. Starting from the win against Ansem 2, you're thrown straight into the first phase against Ansem 3. This can be made easier with EXP 0 by boosting the damage of your fire spells, but even so, you'll get more mileage out of just using air combos anyway. Here, he's just a rinse and repeat of big bosses like Chernobog or Giant Ursula. He's accompanied by level 3 Heartless in this fight, a unique species not listed in the journal called Bit Snipers, and they are responsible for this laser beam spam. That's not him, that's these guys. The inner cores are also defended by several Shadow, Dark Ball, and Invisible Heartless, giving this guy a massive mob bonus to his score. Ranging from parts 1 to 5, he has 2 full bars of 1500 HP, adding up to 3,000 total. The ship head has 1200 HP. The 6 small artillery have 120 HP each, and the 2 large ones have 240 HP. Each of the room cores have 30 HP you have to take down, and the main core has 300 HP, giving Ansem 3 the largest health total in the game at a staggering 5,790 health. As trivia, before the appearance of the cutscene-only Demon Tornado, the World of Chaos was the biggest Heartless in the series, beating out even Ground Shaker from Kingdom Hearts 2. Number 6. With a total boss score of 14,071, we have Kurt Zisa on Standard and Beginner mode. Unlike the Proud mode variant, which can be taken down fairly easily in under 3 minutes, this version is not quite so easily cheesed. Kurt Zisa. The name sounds like a Final Fantasy mob lawyer, but in reality he's a sand-dwelling cobra mech with some serious I skipped the tutorial energy. He has 1500 health and literal god-tier battle stats shared with Hades and Hercules. He has 3 resistances to fire, blizzard, and of course stun, and an immunity to being stopped. He has 10 separate moves, and 2 positive gimmicks that generate an extra 1,000 boss points. The first thing he'll do as the fight starts is cast Silence, which stops you from casting spells until you break the orbs in his hands. Until then though, no cure, no arrow, and no summoning allies to help you out. So naturally, the first thing we do is summon an ally to help us out. Yeah, he actually takes a bit of time to cast that silence spell, so in those first few seconds, you can just summon Tinkerbell to keep our HP high. We can keep her active throughout the entire fight if we're careful enough, and of course she has auto life, so if he takes you down, she brings you back at half life just once. And once we take down the silence orbs, we get a good long time to strike the Cobra head for massive damage. In phase 2, he'll enter a mana bubble that can only be broken with magic. Hitting it only causes MP orbs to drop, which you can use to recharge your spells if you've run out of items. He moves around pretty fast, but you can easily keep up with dodge roll and super glide. Thunder is the best spell for you to cast as it's least likely to miss, but just keep in mind he will cast fire and wind magic at you while trying to lower his shield. After this, you have another round of smacking his head with melee. Phase 3 is very similar to phase 1, except this time he's got new moves, like this one where he flies around like a flying saucer. This can be very unpredictable and therefore hard to dodge, but the goal is mostly the same. Destroy the orbs in his hands and he'll go back down to a weakened state. He will then alternate between phases 2 and 3 until you beat him. Overall, he can be pretty time consuming, but with enough patience he will eventually go down. As trivia, KH1FM was actually the name of a real guy who won a contest to get a Heartless named after him. So yeah, there's actually a real life human running around named KH1FM. Just imagine if he had a stupid name like John Smith. Imagine if a young Jeff Bezos had won. We'd be fighting a laser drone in the desert, and each damage point would cost $5.99 USD. Introducing the secret boss, Jeff Bezos. The desert represents our company morale. Every drop of water that you see is one F that we give about our customers. Number 5. Well, officially making the top 5 hardest bosses in the game, with a total boss score of 16,216, we have Anti-Sora. Yeah guys, he's that strong. He's got 750 health, ironically shared with the weakest boss on this list, and his battle stats are shared with Captain Hook at 27 strength and 21 defense. He has 3 resistances to fire, blizzard, and stun, and only 5 moves. But this hardly matters with his abilities. He has top level attack speed, top level DPS, and tier 5 movement. His area is tiny, he's one of the fastest moving bosses in the game, and he has 5 moves, which is 5 more than you need when all of them are clone yourself and delete the player's sanity. His clones do die in one hit, but they mimic his entire moveset. It's like trying to swat flies in a phone booth while blindfolded. Interestingly, his basic combo is identical to Sora's basic combo. Also, since you fight him in such a small area with so few opportunities to escape, it shows you just how hard it was on all the Heartless you were fighting this far. Yeah, I don't blame the Heartless for being scared of you. This combo is annoying. Speedrunners have showcased a very difficult cheese, where you can spam stop spells while he's on a certain animation to take him down in one long combo. It's very hard to pull off casually. Now, his most dangerous move is when he merges into the ground and just basically spams the rising slash move endlessly. To this day, I don't know how to end this. There's a brief window where he's vulnerable to stop, but it's literally 1 frame and he can hit you everywhere. You can't end this by getting hit, he just spams it endlessly. You can summon Dumbo and try to iframe through it, but other than that, there's not a lot you can do. Many deaths are caused due to cheap shots like this, and even on Proud mode, the EXP0 exploit does not help. Outside of maybe making the stop spell last a little bit longer. He easily earns his slot as the 5th hardest boss in the game. There is a somewhat easy strategy you can use. Just hit him with single strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, move away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, move away. And you can do this basically the entire fight. You might want to summon Simba or Genie just to get rid of your party since they will get in your way. You can just repeat this in both phases, phase 1 and phase 2, and you can even use it while he's got clones out. As trivia, this is the 2nd place in the game where Sora loses his shadow. The first is in the dive to the heart against Darkseid, where it transforms into the boss you're fighting. And the other is right here, as your shadow turns into this boss. And yes, this is your shadow, because if you leave and travel to other worlds, your shadow is still gone. Until you reclaim it by beating Anti-Sora. Pretty neat, right? Number 4, just barely missing out on our top 3 boss entries, with a total boss score of 16,426, we have the Phantom. He has 1200 health, same as Dragon Maleficent, not that that means much given that you have to jump through hoops to hit him, and good luck doing it with a finisher. So, once again, good luck getting the EXP0 exploit going on Proud mode. His strength is 42, his defense is 34, which is the same as Hercules and Hades, so yes, literal god tier battle stats. He deals critical damage, moves at tier 5 speed when he wants to, and his attacks are pretty decently fast. Phantom is a pretty strong gimmick boss. Catches, you have to either use the wiki or have strong intuition to beat him, because there is nothing in this game that indicates you can use stop on the clock. You have to figure that one out yourself. I of course have bragging rights for figuring this out as a kid, which are immediately revoked because I never actually beat this guy as a kid. But many people had that unnecessary extra challenge because they just never figured this out. His Doom spell works very slowly from your party, from back to front until it reaches Sora. It counts down 12 real-world seconds before it instantly KOs your party member. The main gimmick here is that he reveals his heart as one of 4 colors, which is the type of damage he's vulnerable to at that time. Red for fire, blue for blizzard, yellow for thunder, white for physical. Great! Unless you're colorblind, in which case it's the guess and die game. This changes every time you hit him. No, not every combo. Every single hit changes his heart color. So you've got to balance your MP for attacking him, defending from his overpowered claw slashes and heat-seeking laser balls, all while casting stop on the clock to stop him from auto-killing you. Meaning that this boss requires not only a high magic stat, but also good MP management throughout the fight. It's highly recommended that you equip all your MP boosting gear and beat the Ice Titan to get the Diamond Dust Keyblade for that plus 3 MP, Cosmic Arts, Royal Crown, Shiva Belt, and the Atlas Armlet. Also, if you have any elixirs, you're probably going to use them now. Make sure you have Peter Pan and Goofy as party members since they're less likely to waste their items on their own MP bar, and Goofy's MP gift will also keep you stocked up, better than Donald ever will. His attacks are surprisingly strong for a gimmick boss. They're slow, and they can easily catch you off guard if you're not careful. Despite his strength though, he's very predictable. A good strategy is that every 2 times he returns to the clock tower, that's when you need to recast stop on the tower. Overall, one of the toughest challenges in the game, a solid contender for number 4. Well, at least we get some cool loot for winning, right? Ha ha ha, very funny. As trivia, Phantom is likely the species that Ansem became when he became a Heartless, a floating heart in a robe. He did this so he could travel through time. Number 3. Alright guys, we've made it. The top 3 bosses of the game. Have you been keeping track? Do you already know what they are? Well, let's see if you're right. Taking the bronze medal as the 3rd strongest boss in the game, with a combined boss score of 17,285, we have Riku Ansem. Yeah, you knew he had to be very high on this list, but who knew he'd be this high? He's immune to all magic. You have no party members. He attacks fast and has high damage, and his moveset is incredibly diverse and includes many attacks that you as the player may be familiar with, applied with his own blend of emo gymnastics. These are Blitz, Zantetsuken, Gravity Strike, Guard, Strike Raid, and Sonic Blade. Yeah, he'll repeat this one every 10 seconds in Phase 3, so get used to beholding the power of darkness. Don't forget the most powerful move of all. Psychological abuse. Older players may remember this one. In the vanilla release, you couldn't skip cutscenes, so every time he beat you, you had to listen to this cheeseball explain the main plot twist of the game. Every single time. All 2 minutes and 28 seconds of it.
Don't you see yet? The princess's heart is responding. It has been there all along. Kairi's heart rests within you.
Oh my god, just shut up and fight me! His stats are actually pretty standard for the time. Only 900 health, his battle stats are the same as Maleficent's, and his only resistance is to stun. Because of course it is. He does however have some of the fastest movement in the game, relentless attacks, and some very high damage output. His attack arsenal is very reminiscent of Sora's, with him possessing most of Sora's limits and main combo modifiers. He takes no damage from spells, but if you cast a spell on him, he'll catch it and throw it back as a Dark Fire Auger. You can use Guard to hit this right back at him for some damage, making it a good safe strategy to fight him from a distance. You can also spam limits of your own if you have enough items to restore MP. You can use Strike Raid and Sonic Blade for invincibility, and Ars Arcanum for some very high damage in exchange for smaller iframes. Now, you can also just equip Keyblades with high deflection like Olympia, or better yet, Metal Chocobo because of the longer reach. Just equip the Counter Guard ability, and just mash the X button to cheese your way through the majority of this fight. You can also loop him in Phase 2 with 4 specifically timed hits to force a revenge attack, then hitting him with 4 more hits as he recovers. It's hard to perform, but not too hard that it's unreasonable to pull off casually. Overall, the strongest fight in the story mode of the game by far, only really rivaled by some of the Organization 13 fights in Kingdom Hearts 2. As trivia, Riku Ansem disappears after this fight to travel to the End of the World. The End of the World in Norse mythology is Ragnarok, and guess which ability you get for beating him in this fight? Pretty cool, right? Number 2. Well, with only 2 bosses left on the list, and let's be honest, you knew exactly who they were before this list even started. Well, with a combined boss score of 21,132, taking home the silver medal, we have Xemnas. Oh, sorry, I'm an unknown figure whose name we don't know of yet. This fight forces you to remember that this game is the prequel to all the nonsense in the rest of the series. Big cloaked man, Jedi force walls, red lightsabers and unnecessary flipping everywhere. Disney were making Star Wars long before they bought the franchise. He has 1500 health, and the maxed out battle stats of 46 strength and defense. He's only got 1 resistance, and of course, it's to stun, which has me wondering why stun even exists in this game at this point. It literally only works on Tidus. He has 4 immunities to fire, blizzard, thunder, and stop. No, not gravity. Gravity works just fine. Xemnas starts out slow with a few short Jedi combos, nothingness orbs, and a nothing wall to guard from your attacks. His most dangerous move, and the one you're probably the most familiar with, is the shock release attack. A quick time event where you have to pick the right button before your health runs out. Press the wrong one and you take even more damage. Press the right one and you're free. Meanwhile, he's still chasing you around, keeping the pressure high. But lesser known fact, he only ever uses this move when Sora has party members. So if you can get rid of those party members by summoning Genie, Simba, or Bambi, he will never use it. So summon them, but never use their abilities, as it makes them vanish faster. His one weakness to gravity is actually highly exploitable, and is the majority of his downfall on this list. Because of this weakness, he can actually be cheesed. It's hard to perform, but here's how it works. So, summon something that gets rid of Donald and Goofy but doesn't hinder Sora. This leaves you with Bambi, Simba, or Genie. Then, you're going to want to jump over these orbs, hit him 3 times, jump back, cast gravity, jump forward over the orbs, hit him 3 times, jump back, cast gravity, jump forwards, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. It can be hard to get the hang of it, but not unreasonably hard with a bit of practice. He will break out of it to use his DM in Phase 3, but he'll only ever do this once, so just reapply the loop, all while pretending that you're smarter than the game devs who designed him. Phase 2 has him using red laser bullets and the Jedi helicopter combo from Kingdom Hearts 2. Both of these can be easily exploited with a well-timed gravity cast. Phase 3 will start with the laser orb, and this is where any cheese strat ends. Even if you use the gravity stun cheese, he will just break out of this move out of nowhere. As I've already covered, he'll only do this once. You can just reapply the cheese afterwards to restore it. You just have to let him DM once. After the actual fight starts in Phase 3, he has all of his old moves, except this time he uses blue lasers. It's the exact same thing, and it can be avoided by just running in a straight line. Just keep up your old strats, avoid shock release by using summons, and just open him up with the gravity spell and you should be good to go. As trivia, Xemnas doesn't have any voice lines here, but there is actually a clip on YouTube of his voice actor, Paul St. Peter, the same guy who voices Kurama from Naruto, actually voicing his lines. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show you the clip, but I will just link you to the video in the description if you'd like to see it. Number 1. Well, here we are, taking the gold medal as the strongest boss in the game of Kingdom Hearts, and Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Oh come on, we all know it's Sephiroth. Who were we kidding? We all knew he was up here. With a total boss score of 21,332, we have the one-winged angel himself, Sephiroth. With a maximum strength of 46, maximum defense of 46, the maximum number of immunities at 5 to all offensive magics, maximum movement speed, maximum DPS, and he is a tier 5 in movement speed, which is of course the maximum. His HP is 1800, that's 6 bars. The game can only render 5, so you won't see his health bar go down until you've dealt over 300 damage. So have faith, you are damaging him, you just won't see that at first. It can be a little demoralizing at first though. He's faster than you, stronger than you, and let's be honest, he's cooler than you as well. You're fighting him in a small arena, he's immune to all your spells except for Arrow, punishes incomplete combos with Stigma, he gets very fast later in the fight, and his attacks become very hard to avoid without iframe. He has a meteor attack, which, let's be honest, is going to hit you, and at every step of the way he starts teleporting behind you for sneak attacks. His most dangerous move is of course Heartless Angel, and if he manages to do this uninterrupted, he will steal all of your MP and all but 1 of your health. This move cannot be avoided and cannot be iframed. Yes, this is the only move in any Kingdom Hearts game, that being Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. This move can hit you even while you have iframes. You heard that right. He has a move that can hit you even when you can't be hit. That's how stupid this move is. That being said though, you can cancel this move with one of the most broken moves in the game, Strike Raid. But then again, which boss can't be made easier with Strike Raid? Phase 1 is slow. He just swipes at you with his sword and slowly waddles towards you. You can jump over his swing, but keep in mind that he'll jump back quite a distance, making it hard to hit him. If you fail a combo, he'll use Stigma, basically the fire pillars, and you'll have to use Cure to tank your way through that. Phase 2 is a lot faster. Sephiroth will now sprint at you, and his attacks will come out a lot faster too. He will now gain teleportation and the Heartless Angel attack, which he will now use periodically for the rest of the fight. Phase 3 will begin with him charging up to summon a meteor. It's not that dangerous, but he will keep you occupied with smaller rocks that revolve around him. You can cast Cure or dodge roll through the actual meteor attack itself, and once this is done, he will start spamming darkness orbs, and even the dreaded Octoslash, which is basically, in a nutshell, what blenders are going to look like when they join the robot revolution against humanity. Once Phase 3 starts, just abandon all strategy and spam Strike Raid, and save yourself the mental hassle. Once he's beaten, you'll get yourself the One-Winged Angel Keyblade, a glorified trophy less valuable than the actual trophy that you get for winning this fight. This is the worst Keyblade in the game, and I would know, I made a whole list of Keyblades in this game. It's the worst one. As trivia, Sephiroth was always going to be the top of the list because he's the only boss on this list to achieve an award for being one of the hardest bosses in gaming. Yeah, Sephiroth was given an actual real-life award for his difficulty in this game. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and share this video with your friends. Doing any of these things will help my channel to grow, and will help me to be recognised by the YouTube algorithm. See you next time, guys.